Happy Monday. Guys, it is the first day and I'm so excited. I'm going to say I'm so excited 8 million times because it's true and there's just like no other way for me to express it. Okay, so every morning, I plan on doing it every morning unless something happens. I'm just going to kind of recap a couple of chapters in the book. Trying to get the cover. I pulled the cover off, but present over perfect. So if you haven't got it and you want to read it with us, go for it. I just started. I had never read this book before, and it's like I can identify with the girl who wrote this thing like to a freaking T, and so it's already just been so awesome. So I just kind of want to go over a couple of things and just talk about it and kind of get us thinking and encouraging us as we start off our week. But basically, the author of this book, Shauna, she just kind of starts out talking about she's a mom and she also writes books and does all this stuff and just talking about how she does 8 million things all the time. And she got to this point where she was just like, it just came to a breaking point basically because she was just doing all these things all the time but never like giving herself rest. She would act like she was resting, but she would actually just be finding a to-do list at home rather than doing other things. And so let's see. I just want to read a couple of things from in here because it's just so good. She was just saying how like just doing 8 million things, which I feel like I do that all the time. But she says, I ate on the run, slept in my clothes, worshipped at the altar of my to-do list, ignored the crying out of my body and soul like they were nothing more than the pesky buzz of mosquitoes. She said, you don't have to damage your body and your soul and the people you love most in order to get done what you think you have to get done. You don't have to live like this. And so I was just like, oh, shoot. Like, I have worshipped at the altar of my to-do list probably since like honestly like 6th grade. I am just such a like organizational person and I like planning ahead, and that can totally like run your life. And so I just was like, yep, I can identify in that. This is broken up like into 6 parts, and then there's like smaller chapters within those parts. So I'm gonna just kind of break all those up. So this is like the first 3. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but there is just like a lot of good stuff in here. So she was just talking about operating in like the later instead of operating in the now. And so a lot of times like when opportunities arise or things come up, I know for me personally, like I will just like seize the opportunity. I'll take care of it. I'll show you that I can do it well. And it's almost like I have to prove that I can do all of these things at once. But to who? Like for what? And it was just, let me see here. Sorry. So she was talking about finding a new way to find rest and like actually like true rest. And she said, I need to find a new way of living that allows for rest, as much rest as I need. Not just enough to get me through without tears, but enough to feel alive and whole and grounded and gracious. And that was something that I was like, oh, how often do we do that? I know when I go to bed, I'm like counting, okay, I can get 5.5 hours of sleep tonight. And a lot of times it is just enough to get me through the day without tears. And it's like, we're not meant to live life just like barely getting by, which I feel like a lot of people and a lot of women especially are just so exhausted and just like doing things that they feel like they have to do rather than things that they want to do. And I feel like that's not how life was intended to be. She also said, the very thing that makes you, that makes you great, that makes you different from everyone else, is also the thing that going unchecked will also ruin you. She said, for me, it's lust for life. It's energy, curiosity, hunger. And that just like, ooh, that hit right for home because I have such a lust for life and I just like always want to be where the party's at. I always want to have people around me. And that is not a bad thing. But if that goes unchecked for too long, then it will ruin you. So, I guess today I just want us to really start thinking just about the thing that makes you you. What is that special thing that like makes you different from everybody that if going unchecked could be to your total demise. So that's exactly what it is for me. It was the same that it is for Shauna, is the lust for life. That is a gift and that can be used very well, but it can also get out of control. So I just want to encourage us today to just start identifying that gift and what you think that is. Just kind of like, just think about it throughout the day. Like, what is the thing that makes me me that I need to maybe I need to put it in check today and start using it in the right manner, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and post that question up there. I'm super excited. Everybody can get their workouts in today. If you're drinking shakes, get your shakes in. I'm working out tonight after work, so I'll hop on again later. But let's just have a great start to the week. You guys are awesome. You rock.